Here's an interesting comment. I thought this was very intimate and insightful. JL says, my mom used to tell me on my birthday about how she nearly died the day I was born, and tell me again about how she has the C-section scar, which I apparently took the wrong way. In my mother's messed up mind, that was meant to show me love, but it actually made me feel guilty for being born. There's a mistake that the person writing this has made. Did you catch it? You can't feel guilty for being born. You can feel shame for being born. You can't feel guilty for being born because you haven't done anything wrong. Guilt is specifically for things that you have done wrong. It's not a reflection on you. It's not that you're wrong. It's what you've done wrong. This person is talking about how her mother was shaming her with these messages. So it's really shame she's talking about, not guilt. So let's reword that. In my mother's messed up mind, that was meant to show me love, but it actually made me feel shame for being born. On Christmases, she always got me some crap I hated, which I pretended to like. So I got the same crap every year. And at the same time, I felt like I wasn't allowed to like the gifts that other people got me. As an adult, I thought, if someone gives me a gift, I'm not pretending to like it, because I'll get the same thing again every year. But people don't like it when you dislike a gift. So I've been forced to go back to faking it. What error in reasoning is she making here? Who's forcing her to do that? Are other people forcing her to do that? Or is this something she's putting upon herself? She doesn't have to do anything. She is putting this obligation upon her own self. First of all, she's mind reading, and then she's living life according to what she imagines other people are thinking, rather than just being true to herself. So she's putting this upon herself. And then after putting this upon herself, what's she doing? She's saying they're making me do it. These are those people out there, all these people outside of my body are making me do what I'm doing. But I appreciate her honesty. You know, we have to discuss these things honestly in order to call out the, pardon my language, but the horse shit, right? It's just a pain in the ass getting gifts and having to pretend and then feel guilty. What are we really talking about? Are we really talking about guilt here? It's not guilt at all. It's shame again. You can't feel guilty for what other people do. She's talking about feeling guilty that other people wasted their money. They didn't waste their money. They did what they wanted to do, and that's up to them. You didn't make them do anything. Therefore, that's shame we're talking about. So let's reword it again. It's just a pain in the ass getting gifts and having to pretend, and then feeling shameful that the person wasted their money. Again, this is you assuming responsibility for what other people decide to do with their money. Even when I tell people that I do not like gifts, they keep doing it. Well, you need to stop controlling other people. You know, you need to stop trying to control other people. Give up this load on your back, which is not yours. It's not even close to being yours. You have no power, authority, or control over anything anybody else does. You're just assuming it. You're inappropriately assuming it anyway. And you still have no control. So it's a completely waste of time and energy. And emotion, to be honest with you. But, one thing we could really take away from today's lesson, I think, just reading these comments, number one, people don't know the difference between guilt and shame. Maybe more people need to spend more time thinking about the differences between guilt and shame. I've done shows on that, written articles on that. If you need to talk about it in more depth, schedule a call with me. We'll get it down. And, this is something that you can master in just 2 weeks. This is not something that takes years. You can master in 2 weeks, learning to identify and distinguish guilt and shame. It's very important that you be able to do so for your authentic recovery. You have to know the difference between the two. Other thing is assuming rights, responsibility, and authority over other people that don't belong to you. You're trying to assume them. You can't, but you're trying anyway to assume rights, responsibility, and authority over other people. If somebody buys me a gift, what control do I have over that person? I can't make decisions for them. The only thing I can make decisions for are myself. So why would I assume responsibility for them buying me a gift? It's absurd. Accept the gift graciously, and then you get to decide what you're going to do with that gift. But what we can't do is assume responsibility for other people's decisions, such as them deciding whether or not they want to buy you a gift.